Today, we will be demonstrating how to prepare a 1040A tax return using the taxsoftware.com website. From the taxsoftware.com Start webpage, you need to click New to start a new tax return. The taxpayer ID for a 1040A tax return is the Social Security number that has been assigned to the taxpayer. It is very important that you get this Social Security number correct. It must match the IRS's records, or the tax return will be rejected. The telephone number and email address should be correct so that we can contact you if there's any problems with the tax return. Here we will select the 1040A and then click Next to go to the next web page. We will be checking the e-services and paid preparer so we can fill in the paid preparer information. Each web page will have a series of questions. You must fill them in and then click Next to go to the next web page. All required fields will have a red border around them. You will need to fill in each required field and then go to the next field. Sometimes you'll see radio buttons, in which case you will need to select such as yes or no, and then click Next to go to the next page. Here you'll see the full name of the taxpayer as it will be transmitted to the IRS. The taxpayer's full name must contain special characters that will automatically be added by the website to make sure that it matches the IRS database. The primary name control is also automatically figured out by the IRS website. You should not change either one of these unless you have been specifically told to due to a rejection. Here is the paid preparer information, and you will fill in all of the information for the paid preparer. And this way, when the tax return is sent to the IRS, all of your paid preparer information will be transmitted with it. You should not fill in the processing center or mailbox information or DCN information. Allow this to automatically be calculated by the website and just leave it blank. You will need to enter one dependent for the per screen. So here I'm entering the first dependent and entering the Social Security number of the dependent. Filling in all the required information. Now notice I can check, since the child is under 17, I can check the qualifying child tax credit. I should not check the student box since the child is under 17. You only check the student box if the child is over 17 and under age 24 at the end, born before 1987. To fill in the next dependent, click the New button and then fill in the page again with the information for the second dependent. Now, this dependent was born before 1987, so now I can check that they were a full-time student. I can check the exemption for yourself. I cannot select the spouse since the spouse has not been selected. The W-2 information will automatically be calculated, totaled, and transferred to line 7. I should not fill in line 7. The interest and dividend information will also be automatically calculated and transferred to lines 8 and 9. I just need to check the box for the W-2 information and check the box for the 1040A Schedule 1. Then when I fill this information in on the next web page, it will all be calculated and brought back to the income page. Here is the W-2 web page. You must copy all of the W-2 information exactly the way it is printed on the W-2, or the tax return will be rejected. If the employee's Social Security number is wrong on the W-2 and does not match the Social Security number on the tax return, the entire tax return will be rejected, and the IRS will not process the tax return. You should send the W-2 back to the employer and make them fix it if the W-2 information contains the wrong Social Security number. Again, all required fields will be shown in red, and you can copy all the information, but make sure you fill in every field that is required. At any time you can click Review and see all of the web pages in the tax return. Pages that have a green check mark have been completed. Pages that do not have the check mark are still yet to be completed. I realize now that we could go back at any time and fix a mistake, and here the filing status was incorrectly entered, back on the first web page. So we can go back, click to the first web page, and change the filing status to Head of Household. Now we can go back to the Review web page and then skip back to the Schedule 1 interest and enter the missing information. You can keep clicking Next to go through the return, or again we can go back to the income page and make sure that all the income from the interest in W-2 has been correctly transferred to the correct lines, and there we see the W-2 income on line 7 and the interest income on line 8. We can go back to paging through the tax return. We will see all the worksheets and forms that are in the tax return. Then everything should be calculated and filled in. Here is the bill. We can check the box to automatically generate the bill and put in the price that we charge to prepare a 1040 tax return. The website will now calculate the total amount due from the client. Next time we prepare a 1048 tax return, the website will remember the amounts that we have put on this page and will automatically transfer them here. We can check 6B, I do not want direct deposit of my refund, and put in our EFIN and check that we allow the IRS to contact us via email. Now we can see in the review screen that all of the web pages are done and everything has been checked. If we want, we can go back to the Start web page, click on the tax return, and click on Print All. This will then print the entire 1040A tax return for us, including all of the schedules and worksheets, but not the worksheets. The worksheets must be printed from the web page where they're entered. The tax return will be printed and shown using Adobe Acrobat. You should make sure that you have the free or paid version of Adobe Acrobat installed on your computer system. Now I'll go back to the Start web page, click on the return, and we can click E-File to send the tax return to the IRS. This concludes the demonstration of how to prepare a 1040A tax return. Thank you.